In 1962, Rachel Carson's New York Times best-selling book Silent Spring opened many people's eyes to the negative consequences of industrialization and showed a direct link between pollution and public health. As the modern environmental movement gained steam in the mid-1960s, an activist out of San Francisco wanted to celebrate something like Earth Day on March 21st to symbolize the harmony and balance of nature. In 1969, environmental issues rocked the headlines when a river full of industrial waste in the Midwest actually caught on fire, and there was a huge oil spill in Santa Barbara, California. The idea for a nationwide Earth Day came when Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson realized that he could capitalize on the energy from the anti-Vietnam movement to save the environment. Nelson and other organizers originally designed it to be a teach-in on April 22nd because college campuses were hotbeds for mobilization. But the event pushed beyond the college campuses when the name changed, and everyone wanted to be part of the first Earth Day. In 1970, an estimated 20 million Americans, about 10% of the population at that time, participated in the first Earth Day. Based on these numbers, you could argue it was the largest protest in American history. So what did people do? Most people went to large rallies, cleaned up local parks, or listened to speakers at school. Some of the more notable headlines from the day include when University of Michigan students had a full-on funeral for a combustible engine, 13 to 15 people were actually arrested for blocking Boston's Logan Airport, Indiana University protesters poured concrete into sewage pipes, and a guy in Florida presented a local utility company with decaying fish. As for the politicians involved, this was a rare case of conservatives and liberals working together for the common good. Can you imagine that? President Nixon was a little more on the fence about Earth Day. He saw it as a way to get young people to vote for him and deflect concerns about the Vietnam War, but he kept his distance from the festivities due to possible political ramifications. Having said that, Nixon signed more environmental legislation than potentially any other president. Was it a political move or not? Who knows, but that is quite a track record when it comes to environmental policy. The 1990 Earth Day included 200 million people in 141 countries. The Millennium Celebration in 2000 capitalized on the internet to raise awareness about important issues. However, since the first Earth Day in 1970, the celebration has definitely seen a decline in popularity and activism. I would guess, without doing any research at all, that most Americans don't know what day it is, nor do they do anything to commemorate it. It still illustrates that classic balance between industrialization and environmentalism. What are the consequences of quote-unquote progress? If you were in charge of the next Earth Day, what would you do differently to get Americans more engaged in the most pressing environmental issues? And in that case, what would be your top issue?